and glared at the freshly minted young soldier who was barring her van from passing through the entrance gate to Nimway Hall. "Who are you?" The soldier straightened, saluted. "Sapper Mullins, miss, of the Royal Engineers." Bloody hell! The invasion and occupation of Nimway Hall by the Royal Engineers had begun nearly a month before the schedule that she had confirmed with the War Office only last week. "How long have you been standing at this gate, Sapper Mullins?" "Posted here this morning, 6 a.m. "By whom?" "My commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Gideon Fletcher. He ordered me not to let you pass, miss, without you show me your papers, if you please." She didn't please, wasn't pleased at all, and wouldn't be pleased until she had it out with the arrogant colonel who seemed to think it was within his charge to forbid her entry to her own home. "What's my registration plate, Sapper?" "You what?" She pointed to the front of the van. "Affixed to the bumper. The metal plate with the numbers. What does it say?" He stepped to the front of the van and bent down to give the plate a good look, placing himself in great peril had she been an enemy agent rather than a friendly, if irritated one. YC2346. "And the make of the van?" "Looks to be a Bedford. A 1938 Bedford PC delivery van. Tomato red. Her name is Bess. Easy to recognize. Do you note any other distinguishing markings on the vehicle? Say scrapes or dings? Perhaps bold lettering on the side panels that might identify her as belonging to Nimway Hall?" Mullins stepped around to the driver's side of the van, pressing his backside against the bramble hedge in order to read, squinting at the gilded advert on its tomato red field. "Says, Nimway Hall, Balesborough, Somerset, Farms and Orchards, by royal warrant to His Majesty King George, since 1673. "That's me, Sapper Mullins. I am Nimway Hall. That's my house up on the hill. You're standing in my gateway. Now let me through." She had been away 4 days, and by the looks of things, all hell had broken loose in her absence. Mullins shook his head slowly as he sidled around to the front bumper again to block her way. "I still got to see your papers before I can let you pass. Miss Jocelyn Regina Stirling, owner, manager, and guardian of Nimway Hall, and if you don't step aside and let me through this minute, I shall run you down, flatten you like a digestive biscuit. I suggest you memorize my face, my van, my registration plate, and my ire, so you never again make the mistake of stopping me at the entrance to my own home. Do I make myself clear?" The sapper's face bore the pinched look of the soon-to-be strangled, but he held his rifle pike-like and parallel to the ground, clicked his heels together, and tipped his chin to the sky. "Miss, by orders of Lieutenant Colonel Gideon Fletcher, I am standing here to protect you from an invasion force, and from your good self during these dangerous times on the home front. I will see your identification papers, as I have been instructed to do, or I will gladly die in the attempt." "The boy seems to be honestly trying his best, daughter." Josie's father had emerged from the back of the van, where he'd been napping on his old upholstered chair for the past hour, surrounded by boxes and chests of his most prized possessions. He slipped between the front seats into the passenger seat and tapped her arm with his own identification card. "Be kind." Josie ignored the card and her father's famously charismatic smile and glared out the windscreen, past the stonework gateposts and the old gatehouse, up the long winding drive lined with ancient ash and beech, toward the forecourt of Nimway Hall, just visible on the rise. So close, and yet so bloody far. "They weren't supposed to arrive for another month, Father. I'm not ready to be invaded by anyone."
"I wasn't ready to abandon Stirling House to Hitler's bloody Blitz either, dear girl, but you convinced me of the folly of staying a day longer, and so here I am at old Nimway, bless its mystical heart, with all my worldly treasures stuffed into the back of this rattling old van."
"Bess isn't old."
"Nevertheless, you need to give the nice young sapper our identity cards immediately, and I need to pee."
Out of habit in these days of rationed petrol, she had turned off the ignition the moment